Joined here in the booth by ANAKA, and we're listening to their album, The Oblivion Call. Coming up next, we've got Ballad of the Fallen. What can you guys tell me about this one?
Ballad is an absolute beast, man. There's actually a really cool tie-in into the Ballad of the Fallen. There's a lyric to me that's very important in this. So you guys know that for the ANAKA fans here and listening in, that ANAKA did the theme music for the Ultimate Warrior, wrestling legend from the WWE. In 2014, after a whole bunch of fighting with that company, he went back to the company. He was put into the Hall of Fame. I was lucky enough that he invited me to the Hall of Fame, to WrestleMania 30, sitting in the owner's box. It was an amazing time, really, a really happy time, because it was years of fighting. And they both decided to put everything down and just be like, look, life is too short, and get on with it. And it was an amazing weekend for everybody involved. You know, we were all out in New Orleans really celebrating the return of Warrior to that company after all he did for all those amazing years, inspiring all those people. And sadly and tragically, just a day later, he died. And he was able to speak to the fans one more time at that Monday Night Raw and have an amazing weekend with a lot of smiles. Tragically, on that Tuesday, he passed away. There is a lyric in this song that really nobody knows about that's really an incredible moment, and it was taken from a text or an email where the idea was he was coming back to this company that he had all this strife with, and it was going to be a difficult weekend. And he wrote in that email, and I'll never forget it, Judgment Day has come and gone, you know. And he talked about how thankful he was that we were there, me and my friend Steve. Really, hours after that, he passed away. And he was a great friend and mentor of mine for so many years, my childhood hero, me and Jimmy's childhood hero, an incredible person. But it was always important from the beginning that line, because it meant so much to me when I read it, was put into this song. The other part that I remember that's really important about this song is Jerry
Farley, yeah, man.
What, coming up with that.
I remember he goes, I have an awesome bass riff, and it was like, I can't wait to show you guys the practice. And he came in and he did it, you know, the Jerry style. He's got his little shimmy when he's playing it, and it has so much beef in it. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's got to be the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
And
Jerry?
it was.
Yeah. I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, let me say, I was in Nova recording a Sick of It All record, and I picked up Pete's guitar from Sick of It All, and Pete called his guitar, you know, the guitar, and I literally came out with this riff, and I just was like, this is an ANAKA riff. I'm actually going to give these guys, like, I've never been able to bring a riff to the table because I've never played an instrument in the band. You know, I've always tried to expand on the ideas. And this time I was like, I have a riff. And I brought Pete, and he was like, I know exactly where it's going to go. And we talked about it, and I was like, that song, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, then we decided this should be the front and bookend the song, because then it totally changes this whole different vibe. But it's like,
and
also,
it's Sabbathy. Jordan, just the...
Jordan,
just the doom.
Not only that, but the playing. The cool thing about this song is, like most of the songs in this album, we have like the songs go into all these different places, and you can feel the ebb and flow, and you can feel the direction of it through his playing. So his drumming is like, he's got great hands and he's got great feet, and the cool thing about it is it blends so well with our sound.
And now he brings this doomy aspect.
Yeah, and he gives that Bill Ward with
all Sabbath, baby.
He's got that Bill Ward playing with like the death metal energy.
Yeah,
so
well, Slayer in the middle, Sabbath at the beginning, Megadeth.
And this got the drum solo, right?
This is the drum solo. And he has a killer drum solo. Talk about the drum solo,
that
bro.
That was a very tough song to get in the studio, especially because the solo was just do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. No. Again. Yes, that was good, but I wanted
to feel
again.
right. They had to make it feel right.
And it had to have a bounce to it.
That's right.
Bounce
really
off matched the energy that they were just describing, and it really was just such an exhausting song from front to back. But when it was actually really the part that I decided and wanted, and Jerry really really ripped it out of me. It was one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite on the album, and it's one of my favorite drum parts that I think I've ever made. I'm very proud of it.
That's one that Jeff is always saying. Because when you do this, you're always bringing new songs into the equation, and you have to like push out other songs that you're playing live. And Jeff is constantly asking about, getting to that one.
I'm waiting with bated breath to play this one, and so many others on this record. It is just so good.
I remember when we were recording it, and Jordan was like, he was really putting his all into it. And this kid has a lot of energy. If I expended his energy, I'd probably be dead in like a minute or two. But he was putting his entire body and his whole soul and everything into it. Cognitively, his brain is completely locked into doing the best that he can on the record. And I remember he was getting tired, and he was like, again? You want me to do it again? I was like, trust me, at the end, you're going to be proud of it, because I have one guarantee. If you don't do it the way you want it now, in 100 years from now when it's done, the day you die, you'll say, man, I should have fixed that drum fill.
And it's really like the way we do it is we get in a room for like 4 or 5 days, and we just record drums. And we do it for hours upon hours upon hours.
Because the drums are
And
like
that's just the way that we do it. So you imagine somebody who's not done this, sitting down and understanding why we're so crazy about it and trying to find that place. And he found the place.
Yeah.
Now, one last thing. We have to let our brother Gennady here say a few words because he wants to.
Okay,
So-
thank you. That was quite an intro.
You got it.
DJG90.
Yeah.
Guest spot. Guest spot.
Class of 07 and 09. I'm not dumb. I just went to grad school.
That's awesome.
I just want to say ANAKA is, I've been following their career for 15 years. The first time I ever saw them was at the Lone Star Bar in Bay Ridge.
Wow.
You guys remember
Oh!
that show?
I definitely threw that
Probably
show.
15
Jerry
years
threw
ago.
that show, probably.
And I fell in love. That was probably during the Glorious Crusade,
Yeah,
album
Glorified Crusade,
Glorified
yeah.
Crusade
Yeah.
years. So that was a lot of fun. And I just want to say, they're the coolest guys around. They go to shows. You come up to them. They hang out with you. I went to see a couple years ago. I went to see Black Label Society and Anthrax together. Everyone who came up to them, all the fans, they hang out, take pictures. They're really stand-up guys. I feel good for them because they're good people. That's the thing. Like,
Thanks, man.
no problem. And I
Takes
love
one
going
to know one, you know?
Thank you. And I love going to their shows. It's so much fun. I'm going to be at the Gramercy Theater show in July. I went last year, and we had a blast.
Awesome.
Got some Cat's Deli afterwards. It was a really fun night.
That's awesome.
And I want to also give a shout out to another local band, Thanatonic Desire. I know Will is listening. They're going to be, we're going to play Destiny Defined in a little bit.
Awesome.
I love ANAKA. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. I just want to say that. And thanks for having me back on air. I miss this place. Hopefully I'll do an alumni shift at some point in the near future. And let's more music,
That's
right?
it, man.
More music.
More the merrier.
WSOU, the loudest rock.
That's it. Number one.
Let's get right back into it. Here's ANAKA, Ballad of the Fallen.
Bass.